Hi, welcome to another First Look. Today we're doing a follow-up video. We looked at the 4-inch 22 Magnum revolver from Armscore recently. Today we're going to do the sort of sister gun that we wrote up in American Handgunner magazine, and it's their AL3.1. It's basically a 2-inch snubby 357 Magnum. Weighing in at just under 2 pounds, the AL3.1 has a 2-inch barrel, is chambered in 357 Magnum. It's got a conventional side plate which comes off via screws similar to a Smith & Wesson. One thing it does have that's unusual, it's got a hole in the side plate and there's a accessible screw, a slotted screw inside, and you can use a screwdriver to actually adjust the double action trigger pull. It's actually very clever, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see something similar to that on other revolvers someday. I like the fact the front sight is pinned, so you can change the height if you need to zero it for your load. I like the fact that it has a bit of a narrow hammer. It's not real big and bulky. The trigger is serrated, but they're smooth grooves, and so they don't really tug at you. It lets your finger roll across the trigger very smoothly when you're shooting double action. And of course, the cylinder opens in sort of a conventional style. You push it forward. I really like the ergonomically shaped cylinder release. It's got a secondary lockup in it, a kind of a hook that engages part of the frame at the front of the cylinder, but it doesn't have the forward lockup like you would see on the ejector rod in a Smith & Wesson. I wrote the cover feature in the September-October 2022 issue of American Handgunner magazine, and I tested both of these guns, a 4-inch 22 Magnum and this snubby, and you know, I would call both of these sort of real guns. They're all stainless steel. This gun weighs about 30 ounces, 31 ounces with these nice rubber grips. And so, you know, think 2-inch Smith & Wesson Model 10, and that's kind of what you are in the same ballpark. However, this gun has some features and some benefits, I think, which will surprise you. I think first off, just so you can sort of see what's going on here, in my right hand I've got a 2-inch Smith & Wesson J-frame, and in my left hand I have the Rock Island gun. And so you can see it's, you know, a little beefier than the J-frame. This is an alloy frame gun on the J-frame, so this is considerably heavier. But you know what? Don't let that scare you away, because a heavier gun means that it's more controllable. And you know, what's heavy? Less than 2 pounds? Now, the parent company to Rock Island is Armscore. I tend to sort of use them interchangeably. They bill this as the Rock Island gun. It's something we need to make really clear right now is that this isn't manufactured by Rock Island or Armscore in the Philippines. This is actually made by a company in the Czech Republic who's been doing this for years and years and years. They are renowned, a bit like Germany, you know, and Austria, for their ability to manufacture things technologically excellent. I look at the optics that come out of that country, Miopta brand, for instance, every bit the quality of any high-end, you know, German-style optic that you can think of. And these revolvers are very similar to that. In other words, they put their engineering expertise and excellence to work, and they came up with this design. It looks Smith & Wesson-y, but the inside is actually very much not that way. And I think the best thing you could do is grab that issue of American Handgunner magazine, and I actually talk about what's going on the inside of this gun. Okay, I'm set up at about 12 yards. We've got 6 rounds of Black Hills 148 grain full wad cutter target loads. They're fun to shoot, no recoil. I really like it, and they're accurate. So let's see what happens here. Okay, let's go see how we did, but I think we did pretty good. Okay, well, you know, that's really not too bad. You know, we're at about 12 yards, like I said, and I was shooting double action. One of the reasons why I like to shoot those target wad cutters is that not only will they shoot up to the potential of a gun, but they're just pleasant to shoot. And I think had I had a rest, this would have been more like one tight sort of clustered group. Let's shoot some 357 Magnums and shoot a little faster and see what happens. We've got 6. SIG 125 grain V-Crown 357 Magnums. It's a pretty stout load, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really recommend that that's what you carry in a gun like this. I think one of the high-performance 38 special loads is really all you need, because you'll see this generates quite a bit of fire and brimstone. So let's do a cylinder dump here and see what it looks like. Okay, well, that's interesting because I actually had a center hold, and so for some reason these high velocity light bullets seem to be shooting a little low right. I actually recall that from when I wrote the article. It did seem to shoot a little low right, so it seems to be well zeroed with the lighter 38 special loads, although even that was just a little bit low. But that's the beauty of having that front sight that you can take out and adjust the height on. You know, I've got some Armscore 158. Basically, it's a round nose full metal jacket, so it's a lead core. What this will do is it'll give us a little bit better indication of what it's like to shoot, you know, more of a sort of heavier 38 special load. So let's do a cylinder dump and see what happens here. We'll shoot on the left target just because I'm lazy. Much more controllable. A little bit better centered. It may have something to do with recoil or my trigger control, I'm not quite sure. But as you can see, I think a standard 38 special, even a 38 special plus speed, just makes better sense with a short barrel 357 Magnum. Although these grips really helped a lot, I have to say that. All right, let's wrap this up. Well, there you have it, a quick first look at Rock Island's AL3.1. It's a 357 Magnum double action all steel revolver. It weighs 30 ounces, give or take a little bit. You know, maybe for a trail pistol, you know, if you need some protection against some critters or some two-legged kind, this may be a nice way to go. It's got some features like that easily replaceable front sight so you can regulate it. That's really handy. I like the narrow hammer. I like the relatively smooth trigger so your finger slides across on double action. I like the shape of the cylinder opening device there. I like a lot of things about this gun. Oh, also that ability to change the adjustment of the double action trigger pull weight, which actually really works. I was really surprised to see that. So a lot of revolver here for the money. I'm seeing them for about 600 bucks in the real world. So think, you know, Smith & Wesson K-frame size and weight, except with different features and benefits. So, all right, hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember the 4 firearm safety rules and take a new shooter shooting, would ya? All right, take care.